What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, this past weekend, we witnessed another dominant performance by undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Devin "The Dream" Haney, who is now, like I told you guys, would be 29 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He is 23 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. He'll be 24 years of age in 2 weeks, right? A few weeks. Devin Haney will be 24 years of age, right? But as I told you guys, it was going to be another dominant performance by Devin Haney, and I could possibly see Devin Haney in this fight, his immediate rematch with former unified lightweight world champion, Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr., who is now, like I told you guys, would be 20 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. He is 29 years of age, 5'9" with a 68-inch arm reach. I told you guys that Devin Haney was going to put on a dominant performance. I didn't expect Devin Haney to make many adjustments because there was not needed for him to make many adjustments in his fight with Kambosos, because he absolutely pitched the shutout the first go round. So if it's not broke, why fix it, right? But I did tell you guys that the adjustment will be made on the part of Kambosos, right? What Devin Haney does is going to be based off of what George Kambosos does, okay? If George Kambosos is more aggressive, you're going to see Devin Haney, more aggressive with his right hand, because Devin Haney was very conscious that he could have let the right hand go more often than he did in the first fight, okay? And so if George Kambosos was to get more aggressive in this rematch, as I expected him to do, then you'll see Devin Haney more aggressive in this rematch, okay? Because he's going to, react to what George Kambosos is doing, okay? And so that's pretty much what happened. I expected Devin Haney to drop Kambosos in his fight, and it was on the verge of happening. As I told you guys, I knew how this fight was going to play out. It was times where I thought he was going to stop Kambosos or drop Kambosos, right? But it didn't happen. Kambosos is savvy. Kambosos, has a high ring IQ. He knows how to survive, and he wasn't going to allow that to happen, okay? They created a new stat for Devin Haney, and it's called Clinching, right? So ESPN created a new stat where they keep track of clinching now. And they said that Devin Haney initiated over 50 clinches in the first fight. And in this fight, he initiated 15 clinches. Thus the reason why Kambosos and his team was complaining about the style of the referee that was, in the first fight, and that they wanted this new referee in the second fight, right? And they got what they wanted, and Devin Haney only clinched 15 times. So that's a lot less than what he did, reportedly did in the first fight, right? So with that said, Devin Haney, he put on an absolute show, right? And Kambosos gave him his props, said that he's, top 5 best pound for pound. He's very elusive, very slick, and he's very hard to hit, and there's no, there's no reason for him to hold his head down. That's what Kambosos said. Initially Kambosos was saying if he loses to Devin Haney, he was going to retire, right? But now he just understands that he lost to a better fighter. There's no need to hang your head on that, because you just lost to a better fighter, and he's admitting of that, right? Now, what's interesting is that, obviously, Devin Haney, people was complaining that Devin Haney looked massively weight drained on the scale, and he couldn't make the weight, and people are saying it's time for him to move up, right? So Devin Haney says it's a strong possibility he could be moving up in his next fight, but it's expected that Devin Haney takes his next fight against Olympic 2-time gold medalist, 3-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko is now 16 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 11 wins by way of knockout. He is 34 years of age, 5'6", with a 66-inch arm reach. He'll be in action in 2 weeks, 2 Saturdays. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, October 29th, against Jermaine Ortiz, who's undefeated. So Lomachenko will be in that fight, and he's expected to want to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney, this is a fight Devin Haney has been calling for with Lomachenko for quite some time, right? He's always felt like he could beat Lomachenko. He became Lomachenko's mandatory at one point in time, and it's the fight that he wants. So I heard it through the grapevine that Devin Haney could possibly be at Lomachenko's fight. Now, I could have easily reached out to the great brother, Devin Haney's father, trainer, manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, and Bill Haney, and also Devin Haney, right? But I know their competitive nature, right? And, I know they ain't gonna turn down nothing but their collar. Is Devin Haney, possibly going to 140 next? It's a strong possibility. He did not look weight drained to me on the scale. He looked like he's gotten with a nutritionist, and he looked like, he's strict with his diet, right? He pays attention. He made weight, right? He's never missed weight. Everybody's concerned with Devin Haney's weight, and largely in due part because Devin Haney and Bill Haney made it the boxing world aware that it's not easy for him to make 135. But everybody's concerned with Devin Haney's weight, and can Devin Haney make 135? And he's weight drained. Is he going to have? Well, I expect Devin Haney to have more punching power when he does go up to 140, right? But I expect Devin Haney to accept this fight with Lomachenko. And I expect Devin Haney to possibly be in New York October 29th for Lomachenko fight, because Bill and Devin Haney understand the magnitude of fighting Lomachenko and beating Lomachenko, right? And their competitive nature. Devin Haney believes he is the best, right? And he put up a stat at 23 years of age. Floyd Mayweather comparison, right? Floyd Mayweather was the world champion. Devin Haney is an undisputed champion, right? Now, obviously, people are going to point to the resume. That's going to be the difference. People are going to say, well, Floyd fought better opposition. He beat Gennaro Hernandez, who's a Hall of Famer, right? They're going to point to those things. But nonetheless, accomplishments is accomplishments, right? And so Lomachenko is calling for this fight. Devin Haney has signed multi-fight deal, 3-fight deal with Top Rank, legendary promoter CEO Bob Arum and ESPN to secure these 2 fights. Initially, the first fight with George Kambosos for Undisputed. And at the end of the fight, Devin Haney, because he's a good sport, a great sport, and Bill Haney's a great sport, they showed respect and appreciation to George Kambosos for giving him the fight, right? Which for me is like a 50-50 thing, because he was in a position where he didn't really have a choice but to give them the fight, right? But nonetheless, he gave them the fight, but he wanted to give the fight to Lomachenko. Let's not make no mistake about it, right? That wasn't by choice. That wasn't his first choice. Now, although he said it wasn't his first choice, right? Let's not get it confused. But Devin Haney got the opportunity to fight for Undisputed, prove himself, and it can never be taken away from him, the accomplishment. He became the first 4 major sanction belt Undisputed lightweight world champion in the history of sport of boxing in the Ring magazine. Although the Ring magazine disrespects Devin Haney every chance they get, and the WBC, confuses the boxing world with how they perceive who's the champion and franchise champion. Nonetheless, Devin Haney, he quieted all those whispers, okay? Because Devin Haney proved that, well, it doesn't matter what you say now. He's the WBC super regular and franchise champion. He's the Ring magazine champion, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. And he's the best lightweight in the world until proven otherwise, period, okay? He's at the top of the hill. That's just what it is. And so Lomachenko, he wants that, he wants that clash. Now, it's ironic, right? The shoe is on the other foot, right? It ain't no fun when the rabbit got it, right? So now the rabbit is in control, right? It's fun when you're chasing a rabbit, but it ain't no fun when the rabbit is chasing you, right? And so now, Lomachenko, he got to depend on Devin Haney to give him the opportunity, because if Devin Haney decide, well, you know what, I'm just going to move up to junior middleweight, guess what Lomachenko is going to have to do? He's going to have to squirm and squander to try to pick up all those belts, because like Sonic the Hedgehog, like I always tell you, falling in pins and bing, ling, 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 the coins and the pins go everywhere after you done spend all that time, hours and upon hours collecting the rings. One mistake, you land on the pin and then bing, ling, ling, the pins go everywhere. And then you got to scramble to try to pick them all up. And that's the situation we have with this situation, right? Devin Haney decides to move up, vacate the belts. Well, them belts going to go all over the place. Lomachenko at 34, at this stage, don't want to have to, pick up all those pieces. He wanted to be, a one-shot deal where he could get it all in one shot. I think that Devin Haney is going to beat Lomachenko. Not to many people's surprise, but people are going to say it's because you view them as family, Devin and Bill, and no, it's not just that. All of that aside, let's say I didn't know Dev, let's say I didn't know Bill, right? Just my knowledge of the sport of boxing and skill set. Great big men beat great little men, right? Lomachenko, right, is going to be nullified. He's going to be, he's a southpaw, he's very slick, he has respectable power, right? But people act like, he made people quit, and Lomachenko came into play because fighters got frustrated, not because they was hurt, not because they couldn't continue physically. No, mentally they were frustrated. Mentally, Guillermo Rigondeaux and these guys were frustrated. Nicholas Walters, they was frustrated with the movement and the activity and the foot placement and the educated footwork of Lomachenko, along with his counterpunch ability. It was frustrating, so they call it quits. That's not Devin Haney. He has a very high ring IQ. He has just as fast feet, if not quicker feet, than Lomachenko. He has, he knows how to use angles. He's very accurate with his punches, right? He too has respectable power. When people point to, Devin Haney don't have power, Lomachenko has 11 knockouts in 18 fights, right? He's not the biggest puncher in the world. He's not knocking people out cold. It's an accumulation of work for Lomachenko. So when you think about Vasily Lomachenko, you don't think of a knockout artist. That's not the first thing that comes to your mind. You think of technicalities. You think of skill set. That's what you think of. You don't think of, Lomachenko is a knockout artist, and Lomachenko is going to one punch he's going to knock and stop this dude. That's not what Lomachenko does, right? It's accumulation. It's a work rate. It's a frustration thing, right? He uses angles and he uses his foot speed to put you out of position. He had Richard Comey hurt and dropped Richard Comey. He didn't stop Richard Comey. He didn't knock out Richard Comey. He didn't knock out Guillermo Rigondeaux. He didn't knock out Gary Russell. He didn't knock out Nicholas Walters. He didn't knock these fighters out, okay? He frustrated them fighters. He maneuvered those fighters, right? So he's not the biggest puncher in the world, and he's been sat down, right? People talk about Devin Haney's chin. The same person that everybody points to in Jorge Linares that buzzed Devin Haney, and they say he had a noodle legs and wobbly legs, that same very fighter, Jorge Linares, sat Lomachenko down. Devin Haney was buzzed, and he was shaky on shaky legs, for sure. But he hit Lomachenko, and he completely sat Lomachenko down. That's the same fighter. But people act as if Lomachenko, chin was durable, more durable than Devin Haney. And they point to, the recovery time. The recovery time, I didn't go down. I didn't hit the canvas. Period. So things happen. It's called boxing, right? So I expect Devin Haney to be ringside when Lomachenko fights. They're going to build up that fight. ESPN is going to put a lot of pressure on trying to make that fight, right? Because they fancy Vasily Lomachenko in very, very high regards, okay? So they view Devin Haney in this situation. They're going to tell you he's the champion and they're going to applaud him, but they truly view him as the challenger. and they really believe that Lomachenko is the champion, right? Now, Devin Haney beat the man who beat the man, right? Because Teofimo Lopez, former unified lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, he beat Lomachenko, right, in the unification bout. Then George Kambosos immediately beat him. Then Devin Haney, he beat George Kambosos. Okay, so he beat the man who beat the man, nonetheless. And there was no controversy in none of those losses. There was no controversy when Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez. He clearly lost. There was no controversy when Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. He clearly lost. So they beat the man to beat the man, period. But they're going to pretend that Lomachenko, accidentally lost his belts along the line, and they're going to build up, his inactivity and what's going on in the Ukraine. And, they just like the Ring magazine have Lomachenko on their pound for pound list, and Devin Haney's the champion. Lomachenko's not even a champion, nor does he hold, obviously, the Ring magazine belt. Devin Haney's the undisputed champion that holds the Ring magazine belt, and their top 10 pound for pound has Lomachenko on the list over Devin Haney, not even on the list. So that tells you everything you need to know. As many times as ESPN tries to erase Lomachenko's losses that he never avenged, ever. Devin Haney, he won his fight against George Kambosos and had a rematch just cause. Lomachenko lost to Orlando Salido, and he lost to Teofimo Lopez. He didn't have no rematch against neither one of them. So I expect Devin Haney, to be at the fight. They go ESPN top rank. They're gonna push for this fight. They do not want Devin Haney to vacate the belts, and Lomachenko have to scramble to pick up all those pieces. They want Devin Haney to give Lomachenko the opportunity to fight for all those belts in one shot. Period. They view him as the creme de la creme. Lomachenko, the darling. He's the darling in their eyes. And there's no way they're going to just let Devin Haney just walk off into the sunset at 140 and never give Lomachenko the opportunity to fight for Undisputed. And that was his whole, issue, is that he wanted to go to 135 to fight for Undisputed. So believe me, they're going to do everything in their power to try to push Devin Haney to make sure he defend those belts against Lomachenko, opposed to allowing him to go to 140. Now, like Bill will tell you, ain't nobody forcing him to do anything, but they're going to try to put public pressure on him. And it's a fight Devin Haney been calling for, so I expect it to happen. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Road. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.